Hello, everyone. MTL Sports Podcast, episode 59. We got a good one for you. Of course, we're going to do our Wednesday usual week 15 preview. We got some good games coming up this week, so we're going to let you know about them. And we got some rapid fire. We got some quick topics to go over. Draymond, Jokic, getting kicked out the game this past, Tuesday. What's going on with the NBA officials? We don't know. And Bill Belichick. Oh, go ahead.
Nothing. I was just giggling.
Just a giggle. But also, Bill Belichick. Reports are steadily coming out that he might possibly be done after this season. It's already been decided. We'll discuss that a little bit. And then we got some breaking news from the Wiz. So a lot to discuss in rapid fire. But stick around and you'll find out.
Light skin and white guys, dude.
Whatever. Week 15, y'all. NFL. We'll get into Draymond later. Week 15 NFL preview. We got some good games this week. Personally, this is a good week for the Bengals because if they win and the Colts win and the Lions win, they'll be in sixth place. Make my life a whole lot easier. So
now you want to make the playoffs.
When JB is cooking, and I'm not talking about JB9, I'm talking about JB12. When he's cooking,
pretty sure you just said before Pretty sure before you said you didn't want to go to the playoffs.
Well, I didn't think this man could cook, and he's cooking, and I want to keep seeing what he can cook. So I'm fine with it. And we got Saturday games. I'm just looking at the schedule. I thought it was next week that we get Saturday games, but Saturday games, you can count me in. Lawrence, kick it off. What games are you going to start with? A Saturday game? A Sunday game? Like, we got so much to choose from, bro.
Man, so we got Markel Casual over here, guys. We got Markel Casual over here. All right, we don't care about the Thursday night game. That game's absolutely irrelevant to anything in the world. I know you're going to do Vikings-Bengals because that's your little boy over there, little Jakey Brownie Poo. So I'm actually going to just straight up kick it off with Broncos-Lions. And I got the Broncos to beat the Lions again. I just think that at this point in the season, I think there's evidence. I think there's writing on the walls saying that the Lions are a good team. Yes, they are.
Yes.
But the offense goes through a scoring drought like most offenses do. That's just what happens. And the defense absolutely can't stop anything. The defense is so penetrable now. They've also had 3 turnovers the last couple games, like each game. You're playing the best team in the league at getting turnovers right now. Like this team, The Broncos literally just don't try to do anything and they get turnovers. So just now you want to be playing at this time of the season. The Lions, like I said before, they're benefiting from the fact that they've built up a nice, huge lead on their opponents in their division, to which they don't really need to be worrying about looking over their shoulder right now. Sorry, puppy. It's just not something they need to be doing right now. But on the second hand, Denver has a chance to catch up to the Chiefs, and trust me, they're going to do everything they can to catch up to the Chiefs. So you give me those two things back to back. I mean, we just look at Russ cooking. I mean, Russ, he's be cooking sometimes. He's trying his best. He's kind of got a man now that he can just say, screw it. Sutton's down there, Sutton's actually performing at a really high level this season. I think this is the season they finally let Sutton be the number one, and they finally found out that Judy is not a number one. No offense, Judy, you just not a number one. You pretty good, like you like a decent number 3, but you just not number one material. So let's just treat Sutton like he is, and we just keep rolling and hoping the games just keep coming to us. And at this point, I mean, come on now, the Broncos gotta be like top 10 teams in the league right now at the current moment. We're not talking about overall. We're just talking about current moment, how this team stacks up and how it looks. Broncos got to be a top 10 team.
They won the last 4 out of 5. Yeah, I can't disagree.
They lost to Houston on a red zone interception that Russ was trying to meet. Like they easily could have won that game. They could have been. They could have had a bigger losing streak than they do. So just give the Broncos the peace of mind of what they are. They're hot. The Lions, honestly, they could be, the last 5, they're 3-2. they could be 2-3 easily. I mean, the Saints game, I'll give it to them. They had a huge lead. The Chargers game, I'll give it to them. The Chargers can't play defense either. But the Bears, they should have won that game the first time. But guess what? The Bears proved they knew how to win. So they went out and they won it the second time. So, yeah, absolutely. Give me the Broncos, especially at a minus or at a +4. Oh yeah,
+4.
Easy. That's an easy. Just take the money line and run. So, can we see the Broncos can keep rolling? We're gonna have to hope that the Chiefs start slipping up just a little bit more. Which honestly, at this point, it's not even that hard to ask for it anymore. They just do it to themselves. They just do it to themselves.
I foresee it. Just want to point out almost 60% scoring Lions. Lions got beat bad at home before. It will happen again, but it will be a good game for sure. And you already called it. We're going Vikings, Cincinnati. And Zach Taylor said you better come in with an extra drink in your hand.
To challenge our fans. We got
listen to
fans to drink one more drink and rush in the stadium and be as loud as you can humanly possibly be when Minnesota.
You heard the man. If you're going to the game, be a little extra rowdy. We need all the help we can get. Jake Browning is cooking, but the Vikings fans, they're everywhere, just like somehow Commanders fans are everywhere. This will be a good game. Vikings, I believe, have officially gone to Mullins.
Yep, they did.
There will be no more Josh Dobbs show. Don't know how. Did Mullins play last game? I don't even know.
Mullins is the one that got him down the field to get the field goal.
Okay. So we shall see how he does with full game, right?
Yeah, they benched Dobbs because he scored 0 points through 3 quarters.
The line has moved 1.5, so now Cincinnati is favored by 3 at home. So that just tells you that they got more confidence. Once they announced that Mullins is going to be the starter, they shifted the line. It's more confidence in him than Dobbs. Like you said, Dobbs has just not been playing well, so makes sense to make the move. Vikings are fighting for the playoffs, so are Cincinnati. But if Cincinnati wins, and like I said, Cincinnati wins, Lions win, and the Colts win, we're going to be in 6th place. It's all going to look really good, really good. But going back to the game, I think the recipe is just, hey, keep doing what you've been doing, Zach Taylor. Let's try to call this game evenly. Chase Brown, I know this kid's been hurt all year, but they finally unleashed him, and this man can run the ball. I mean, I think he had like the second or third fastest miles per hour that they clocked in the NFL this season behind Tyreek on that 50-yard touchdown that he had last game. This kid can fly, and even in between the tackles, he's no slouch either. He's a really good. If they let go of Mixon next year, he will not be a bad option to go to if you don't want to replace Mixon with a draft pick. But so more Chase Brown, more Mixon. Offensive line is cooking. Definitely protecting Browning as well, if not better than they were with Joey. So that's always good. And then T's back. And then this tight end that we have, Hudson, and the other one. It is Hudson. I think Hudson. And then there's another guy that we just randomly picked up, and both of them in tandem have just been the little catches here and there, really reliable, not dropping anything. Irv Smith is just an afterthought at this point. He had one good game and then haven't heard much of him. So I expect Bengals to win. The -3, honestly, I just take the money line. Maybe even boost it to 6.5 because I don't think the Vikings are that good. I think, I wouldn't. There's not going to be another 3-0 performance like there was last week. I think there's going to be points scored in this game. The offense, Cincinnati is just rolling right now. I don't think they're going to score under 39.5. What you got for me? What's your next game?
My next game? All right, give me that slate again. Let me see it one more time. Give me that slate one more time.
So we both did Saturday games, and we shoot full Sunday.
I mean, the Colts Pittsburgh game's all right, but I just think Pittsburgh's at a point now where they're just not very good. So we just need to stop talking about what is not actually there.
Yep.
I think a big one that I'm looking at right now is New England at Kansas City. I'm not really going to talk about it, but like we think that Bill Belichick is pretty much gone for the season. He's got nothing to lose. I mean that just smells Bill Belichick upset right there. So I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but just look out for it. Maybe spread covering, maybe. But anywho, let's move on to I think a big one that no one's going to be looking at, but big things can happen because of it.
Okay.
I like the Cardinals versus San Fran to cover the spread. I'm not looking at what it is, but you click on that game and you tell me what it is, and let's talk about it. So the Cardinals are a 14-point underdog at home against the 49ers.
Well, they opened, but now I guess ESPN has them right now at 12.5, but they open at 14.
Okay, well, I like that bump up to 14, so put it in a parlay, maybe bump up a little bit more, but I mean, I think the Cardinals don't get blown out. I think the Cardinals keep this one close. I think this is one of those games where it's like the San Fran, they finally just got back in the first place. They're looking ahead of who they have on the schedule, and they're not looking at a divisional opponent. And divisional opponents always know how to play you good. And Kyler Murray has come in here, and they've been all right. I'm not going to say they've been anything amazing or anything. They have obviously not, but they've done all right. They beat the Houston Texans, in which no one thought they could do that one. I do believe the Cardinals have beaten someone else as well, so they have 3 wins. So I mean, come on now, let's give the Cardinals a break. They beat Pittsburgh, so
Atlanta, yeah.
They didn't keep it close to the Rams, but they also weren't at home. So no, they were at home. You know what? I'm still gonna stick with the gut. I think since Kyler Murray's come back, they've looked really good. They've stayed in most games. Give me the Cardinals.
And to be fair, the Rams, I feel like, are just slightly hotter than the 49ers right now. So, yeah, I don't know about the cover, but hey, I like the good gut pick.
I like the cover. I mean, the only other game we're looking at outside of that, pretty sure you're looking at the same thing, hopefully, is Cowboys Buffalo. It's the only other thing that's caught my eye.
No, actually, I was going to go with Baltimore Jacksonville. I think the one thing to get to Baltimore is passing attack, and Jacksonville is another. I think Jacksonville is not slightly. They are better than the Rams. So I think in this instance, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with where are they playing? Everbank. Where is that? Everbank is Jacksonville. Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Jags in this one. I feel like Baltimore probably burned all the gas in the tank that they had just to get past the Rams last week. Like I said on the last episode, like the offensive line was exhausted. Constant blocking for Lamar, like for 8-10 seconds, and then constantly pounding the ball, running the ball. The offensive line was tired at the end of the game, and all the Rams had to do was just cover one punt. Just cover one punt. They're going to go 3-and-out most likely, and then you get the ball back, and then you probably win. But just not disciplined on the special teams, and that's what hurt them. But this week, I think Jacksonville has the same recipe to win. You just got to attack the Ravens secondary. They are not that good. And then if you can run the ball against them, that's even better. You got a quarterback who can throw the ball just as good as Stafford. I know they're missing what's his name? Kirk. Isn't Kirk the one that's out, right?
Yeah, didn't he twist his balls?
He hurt some. He had like a abdominal thing. I think that's what they called it.
No, he twisted his nuts.
If you want to say that,
his
I guess
nuts got twisted.
I'm trying to be, PC here. It's like,
no, man.
Yeah, so he's out. Might come back for the Super Bowl if they make it there. They won't. But they got Zay Jones. They got Etienne. They got Ingram, who kind of balled out last week in terms of catching the ball. That game got interesting at the end with the Browns. So, Cleveland and the Ravens have similar defenses. different weaknesses, I would say. The weakness with the Ravens is the pass game. I think if Trevor Lawrence is one more week healthier, I feel like he can pull this one off. I think the Jags need a get back game at home. What better place to do that than at home in Jacksonville? 62 degrees. Won't be playing in cold weather. Baltimore. I think Jags get it done. Jags will get it done. Sunday Night Football, perfect place to get it done at.
Alrighty, I can stand by it. Buffalo Cowboys. Whew.
Give it to us. Give it to us. What you got?
I'm actually gonna side here with. Well, I'm actually gonna side with the Buffalo Bills.
Wow.
I think the Cowboys they're on cloud 9. They're really, really high up there. They just beat the Eagles, but I feel like this is like one of those, oh man, we're off the Molly and now we're on the come down. I think this is the little cool down, come down for the Cowboys. The Bills just need it more. I mean that's a really crappy way to put it, but I mean the Bills are literally playing life and death with every game. CeeDee Lamb always be whining and complaining about not getting the ball, not getting his chance. Yet it was him that screwed up like 3 or 4 times in that game against the Chiefs. I mean, he dropped a screen pass that hit him in the hands. He dropped one going over the middle. He didn't make one contested catch that, you're paying him a lot of money to make that said contested catch.
Yep.
I do remember there was another one that he'd messed up too. And I mean, you saw it. He looked like he was taking responsibility of that game. And we just know guys like Stephon Diggs, when you have one of those games, you just tend not to have one of them again right back.
He's been having a couple bad games, so.
No, he's been okay. He just hasn't gotten a touchdown is the main problem. But he's been getting the yardage. But in the big moments when it counted, he was not reliable to ask to do anything. Gabe Davis has had one of his stinker games. So that means Gabe Davis is
due for one.
That's Shakir. I mean, he's an absolute stud. Maybe they should be throwing his ass in there for Gabe Davis instead. I know you're paying Gabe, but if Gabe ain't producing, put Shakir in there. Because Shakir, he looks like he's okay. He looks like he knew what he's doing. And James Cook is absolutely cooking. His name is what it is. He's cooking. He's been cooking the last couple of weeks. And I think that's just because Josh Allen, people were getting a little bit more afraid of Josh Allen being a little bit more athletic, showing off a little bit, like showing off his flashier side in the run game, which is allowing Cook to cook. And, the Cowboys having a very aggressive defense. And that either plays out in one of two ways against the Bills. The Bills are either going to turn the ball over 3 or 4 times and they're going to lose, or the Bills are going to get 2 easy scores just because of the aggressiveness of the Cowboys defense. And another thing you don't really have to worry about with the Bills is like pass rushing and, scrambling of the quarterback and like him not getting, like just getting sacked like you would for like a lower team like a Carolina or anything like that. Or like against Jalen Hurts. Like Jalen Hurts, obviously, he just doesn't look like he wants to like keep running around back there. I know I saw one of them where he just took a business decision, just let himself go down instead of having to fight it. So that's just one thing you're not going to have with Josh Allen is he won't just take that business decision. He'll fight to the day. He'll fight to the day he dies on that field. So I'm just gonna give it to the Bills. They kind of had that. They have to have that. We got to kill every game mentality. And I mean that's just the only way to cook it up. Because now after the Bills, you're also looking at the Dolphins and like, we got to play you one more time. Ooh, and we just got to hope you slip up one more time. And then we're right there. We caught you. And we already have game 1 against you. And we beat you again. and we finish off the same record, then we get home field first round. So the Bills, it's in the back of their mind. And like at one point, I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago, pretty much almost anyone who had the balls to say it was writing off the Bills. They were saying the Bills are done, they're cooked. Bills are done, they're cooked. They just look bad. And all they needed was to beat the crap out of the Jets, get a little bit of swag back, and now look at them.
Okay. I think this is truly a pick 'em. I feel like, for me at least, I'm just going to wake up on Sunday and I'm just going to have to decide then, like, who I'm going to go with. Because on one hand, Cowboys are playing really, really well. Yes, they've played, 3 games in a row at home. They haven't lost at home in a while. But this game is on the road, so it's different. They play differently on the road. And then if you're going from the Bills' perspective, you're right. Like, every game is do or die. You have to, especially if you have a chance to still win the division, you got to win this game so you can go play the Dolphins and then beat them. And then, you're in first place of the division, automatically get that 4 seed. And then you even better spot. But for the Bills, I feel like, I'm not going to say they gave everything they had against the Chiefs, but I don't know. They just didn't look all that good. Like, I felt like they came out, punched the Chiefs in the mouth a little bit, and then just kind of like held them off. I don't feel like it was really dominating. I don't feel like it was much of a like control factor. I think they just did just enough to win, like just enough to squeeze out. And if Tony's dumbass doesn't fucking line up off sides, they lose that game most likely. So I don't know. This is a game that I'm going to have to wake up on Sunday and just go with one team. I honestly feel like it's a pick 'em. I can't definitively say one team is going to win over the other. But I will say it will be an over because I think the Cowboys will put up at least 30. Cowboys offense has been rolling. I don't think the Bills defense is going to stop that one. But Monday night, do you want to talk about the Seahawks, Eagles? I think the Seahawks have won like 6 in a row against the Eagles or something like that. I think that's what they said on First Take.
I don't think the Seahawks have a chance, but I do think Drew Lock is pretty good. So, I'll give him a shot. I think Drew Lock just needs someone to give him a chance, and I think he's proven himself worthy of starting for Geno in Geno's absence. It says there Geno Smith's questionable. In my opinion, I would just sit Geno one more week. It's not like you have it's not like you're in a hurry in the NFC divisional race. I mean, you've lost 4 straight, and you're still the 5th seed. So,
yeah, I would, like I said, probably rest Geno. Drew Lock didn't look too bad. Kenneth is back. So yeah, that to fall back on. The Eagles defense, hasn't been the best. Maybe Drew Lock and Kenneth can be enough, and if DK doesn't get kicked out of another game, they have a good shot to win. I feel like Eagles, Jalen Hurts doesn't look good. So with all that being said, I feel like this is a game they can lose as well. So I don't know. I'm going Seahawks. I'm gonna pick the Seahawks in this one.
He's going Seahawks.
Yeah, take that plus 165. All right. That's pretty much all the games of Week 15. Please make sure you watch. Thursday night tomorrow when this video drops, you have 2 poop teams playing. Those teams aren't going to the playoffs, so choose to watch if you like. But we got bigger and better things to talk about. Rapid Fire is coming up next. A slew of topics to cover. Hey everyone, so back. Please stay tuned. Rapid Fire is kicking off. We're going to actually rapidly go through some of these really quickly. First up, Draymond Green gets suspended. I'm sure you all have seen him backhand UFCing. What's his name? Yusuf Nurkic from the Suns last night. Knocked the shit out of him. This man, post-game press conference is like, that man needs some help. Lawrence, does Draymond need help at this point?
Bro, I told you. We were just talking about it. You caught me in on it. Draymond needs to be suspended until like the All-Star break, man. I was listening to some. No, it's not a hot take. Maybe it is because Nick Wright was talking about it. But anywho, Nick Wright said it. Christian Bouchard kind of agreed. Maybe not as long of an absence as I believe, but man, dude, just get him out of there, man. He doesn't even need to be playing basketball anymore. He's not even playing basketball when he's on the court, okay? I mean,
playing UFC, playing WWE.
you got to think about it. Okay, they were talking about this meme about how he pushed the hell out of what was it, Donovan Mitchell, and that doesn't even make his like top 5 in the last. I think they said 26 games. That doesn't even make his top 5. It doesn't even make his top 5, and that's just saying something. Like, okay, you go back to last year in the playoffs, he just stomped Sabonis' chest. I mean, bro, that was absolutely uncalled for. Absolutely shouldn't have done it.
Barely shouldn't have grabbed his leg.
I don't give a crap. That was nothing.
I would have done the same thing. Draymond, I would have done the same thing.
Not like you're getting paid that much money. You don't. You're just being stupid.
I would.
You're just being dumb. Don't even talk like that. You wouldn't do that to someone you wouldn't do that to someone when you're making that much money, because I'm sorry, Markel, you're not a complete moron. I mean, that's just plain simple. You're not a moron. You're getting paid lots of money to play a freaking basketball game. You don't have to be doing that. It's just not necessary. Obviously,
grab my leg. Don't grab my leg. That's
obviously
not necessary.
His brain cells are not all clicking, probably because he is just not mentally developed. He's a little bit stupid. Obviously, you can't punch your teammate in the face running across the court. Just punch him straight in the face. Now that was completely uncalled for. Again, that's one of those moron. All your brain cells aren't there. You're kind of developmentally slow. Kind of can't support you anymore, kind of thing. And then Nurk is just literally just playing defense on you, and you just absolutely backhand him. Nah, dude. Dude, you guys gotta go. You choked out the Frenchman.
Gobert.
And if you look back on it, like Gobert wasn't even doing anything that malicious to anyone. He's literally pushing one of your boys out of the way from his boy. He's pushing one of your boys out of the way from his boy. Is he grabbing him by the shirt? Is he pushing him hard? No, he's not doing either of that.
He's just trying to. You gotta go when there's a fight. You go grab your boys. You don't put your hands on someone else.
And guess what? He didn't grab his boys. He grabbed the other guy's throat like it's some kind of UFC fight. Honestly, just throw Draymond Green in the UFC for one fight and just let him get his ass beat by John Jones for 10 minutes. I'd love to see it. John Jones would absolutely murder him, and John Jones would love every bit of it. And then Draymond's going to be like, shit, I thought I was that guy. I ain't that guy. I just not that guy. I just play NBA basketball. I can't even get paid lots of money because my brain cells are all gone.
John Jones will beat anyone's ass, so I don't think that's saying much.
Okay,
but...
let him go fight some guy in the Dana White Contender Series. Dana White Contender Series guys can absolutely smoke him as well. I mean, just face it. Like I can't defend Draymond anymore. I liked him because like 2 years ago he's on my fantasy basketball team. He got me lots of double doubles, some triple doubles here and there. Always got me lots of assists. Ever since then, like I don't care about him. He's an absolute moron. He doesn't care about his own career. Doesn't care about anyone else. Doesn't care about his teammates. Selfish player. Doesn't have brain cells. Developmentally slow. All these things.
Developmentally disabled, like Chris Broussard said.
Just developmentally slow, man. I'm not saying he's like the R word or anything. Obviously not. I'm saying that obviously he didn't on the playground. He just didn't learn how to do any social activities. He just don't want to hang out.
I don't know. You kind of did say he's developmentally.
No, I just said he's a moron. There's a difference between moron and the R word, man. There's a difference between moron and the R word.
I guess so. You're just a Draymond hater.
I'm not a Draymond hater. I was a big supporter, but now I just think you were just a Draymond supporter. I think you want to see some UFC and the WWE come together and meet up in the NBA. So
yeah, because the game is too soft. You can't do shit without fucking someone getting thrown out or you getting thrown out for calling someone an MFer, which is exactly what Jokic did last night. Nice segue right there. Got one tech ejection for calling a ref a motherfucker. And I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like the refs have 100% absolutely ruined the game this season. It's 100% hard to watch games at times because if they're not calling bullshit, they're calling too much soft shit. They're calling, they're missing calls. I don't know. It's way too inconsistent, and Adam Silver is too pressed on trying to push this whole in-season tournament instead of trying to fix the refs, because the refs are definitely on some bullshit right now, and he refuses to do anything about it.
I mean, I just think it's funny that one guy gets ejected for backhanding a guy into oblivion when he's not paying attention, and another guy gets ejected quicker and straight away. Actually, he gets ejected quicker for just calling a ref, Samuel L. Jackson, the slang word in every single movie that he's ever in. He's got to say at least one time in every movie. And so now I'm looking at it, I'm like, dude, so like the refs are watching Samuel L. Jackson movies. They're just like cringing the whole time. So that was an absolute joke that Jokic got ejected.
On Serbian night in Chicago. I think Chicago's like a huge population of Serbian people, so they all come to watch him, not the refs.
I mean, I know half the time, I know it's in the NBA. I mean, in the NFL, I don't know if it's in the NBA, but I'd love to have someone with those like little power bubbles, that can pick up sound from far away. I'd love to know if like Jokic actually just said MFer, or
he did. He said he did.
Oh, well, I love to. I mean, I just want to know how the ref even heard it. It's loud in that stadium. How do you even hear that? But anywho, it is what it is. I just think it's amusing that a guy's going to get ejected from a game quicker by calling a ref a mean slur, not even a slur, just a mean name, than some guy trying to fight someone. I just think it's just poor NBA. Yeah, they did a really good job with the in-season tournament, in my opinion, and it's just all coming back to them just because they can't keep a hold on other refs. And I mean, honestly, maybe you just gotta just find some new ones. I mean,
they definitely have. I mean, a lot of the old ones retired recently. Like, I can't remember. Like Tony Brothers, I'm pretty sure retired. Some of the other good ones, can't think of any of them off the top of my head. But they've been retiring like left and right, and they got these new people who are just like soft. They just soft. Like you can't. They've been saying this stuff for years. Like, bro, like, what do you think people say on the if you're on the playground, or if you're outside on the outside court, or you just in LA Fitness? Like, this is how people talk, bro. Like, don't be pissy and get in an attitude if I call you an MFer. Like, come on, bro. I mean, like they're calling you the N word or something. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's weak, man. It's I don't know,
weak sauce.
I think it's just weak. There's some things that Draymond could have done to Nurkic, and I would have been more okay with it. But the spinning back fist is just stupid. The stomping on people's chests is just stupid. Going across the court and punching your teammate in the face is just stupid. Just dumb, dude. Just get rid of him.
This is Jokic. We're done with Draymond. But also, we're done with Jokic. So, moving on. Bill Belly, Daddy Belichick. Report came out, I think, yesterday. Apparently, it's already have been decided by Mr. Kraft that, as soon as the season's done, Bill is done. How do we feel about that? How much?
I don't have a problem with it. I think he does need to change of scenery. I think he just needs to go somewhere new. Because I think it's just one of those things, I feel like it's just gotten too saturated of what he's created, and it's kind of too big of a hole to come out of. And everyone that goes there now is it's the Patriot way, but come on, dude, this man went to in 20 years, he went to I don't know, 15 AFC championship games.
Sounds about right, yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
He missed the playoffs once with Brady.
So, I mean, it's it is what it is. He doesn't have the quarterback that he needed to get back from Brady. Everyone's always going to say, well, Brady was super good without him. It's really hard to say that because Brady joined that Tampa Bay team, and
it's already loaded.
That Tampa Bay team was so good. It's just that the fact that they had Jameis Winston as their QB, who was Mr. 35 for 35, 35 touchdowns, 35 interceptions.
30 for 30. We're not talking ESPN.
So it's just one of those things where it's hard to also just say, like, Brady's better, completely and outstandingly better than Belichick, and he made Belichick. I mean, it's pretty apparent that Belichick made the team also around Brady to make it work. So, honestly, what I think Belichick just needs is like a new home. But I think that also raises some flags, and they were saying that Belichick is still be under contract.
One more year.
So if you're going to get rid of him, you get rid of him. But then they're all talking about trading him, like, oh, he's going to get traded to this team, that's going to get traded to this team. No team's going to trade for him if you're already saying that he's not coming back. And then now you try to play it off as if he's not coming back, then...
No, team will trade for him. It'll be like Sean Payton, like, they saying he was going to come back to the Broncos, and then eventually the Broncos and the Saints worked out that trade. So it's going to be something similar. I feel like they're going to tell Bill, like, all right, we're going to bring a new GM in. Are you cool with that? He's going to say no. It's like, all right, well, go find a trade for whatever team you want to go for. And then he'll do it. And then voila. I don't know if he can do that, though. Can you be the GM and make your own trade for yourself? Does that even
No,
how does that even
I don't
work?
think you can. I don't think you can do that. So that's what I'm saying. I think they're going to have to cut him, and then they're not going to get any trade capital from it. I just think that's how the cookie's going to crumble.
Yeah, I guess. Unless it's just going to be like an owner for owner thing. Like Kraft calls whoever the owner of the whatever team. People saying he's going to the Chargers. So, okay, let's say he goes to the Chargers, calls up whoever owns them, and says, I'll give you, I don't know, a third for Bill Belichick. What is Bill Belichick even worth? Is he worth a first, second, third, fourth?
No, in my opinion, if I'm a different team, I'm not spending any more than a 6th round pick.
What did Sean Payton go for?
But that's the thing. I thought the Broncos were dumb enough to go after Sean Payton. It was pretty apparent that just force the team to cut him and just sign him. Like, you don't have to trade him for anything. I mean, it's clear that they want Belichick. If they're already making a rumor that Belichick's gone, right? Belichick's gone. Belichick's not going to be the coach next year. Belichick's gone.
Damn. Sean Payton went for a first and a second. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And they got back a third. Oh my God. Bill Belichick's worth like 2 firsts at least.
Yeah, but no one's going to do that. It's just not going to happen, because there was always that thing with the Sean Payton that, yes, he could go back to the Saints. That was always the thing. That's why Sean Payton went for something, because he could have always gone back to the Saints. Belichick can't go back to the Patriots. They already told him he's gone. And if they told him he's gone, that's like me telling you that, I don't know, at the end of the season, we're not re-signing T. Higgins, or we're not bringing back T. Higgins. But you can trade for him. You can trade for him, okay? Well, then why would I trade for T. Higgins now if you're not even going to keep him to next year? Like, you're not even going to keep him. I'm just going to sign him in the offseason.
That's different, because you can franchise tag him. I don't think you can franchise tag your coach.
You can't franchise tag your coach, but, T. Higgins also doesn't have to, can also just do the, what do you call it, Le'Veon Bell. So it can always work out any way you want to throw it. But my other thing is, no one's going to trade for him if you already say he's gone. Like, I'm not trading for him anymore. They should have never let that report leak. And, people leaked it for a reason, or it got leaked for a reason. But if someone already said that he's gone, then why am I going to spend anything for him when I can just wait until he hits the market and then go pay him whatever he wants, pay him everything he wants?
Well, here's the thing.
Give
you have
up
to,
a first pick.
He still has to fulfill his contract, because breaking news, Draymond Green suspended indefinitely.
There we go.
Oh Lord,
that's what he needed.
What does that mean? Does that mean All-Star break? Does that mean
I was right
until 2024?
That means
what
I was
does that
right.
mean? You were onto something.
It means the Warriors are done, dude. It means the Warriors are done. They're cooked. That old squad that they had is absolutely toast. They need to cut fat and trade house while they still have money, or not money, while they still have the ability, and Curry still has like 1 or 2 years left.
Well, Curry still has probably his rest of his contract. If we're being honest, he's gonna be the same level to the end of his contract. Clay, he's
Clay's
probably gone.
Just
Draymond,
trade
I
him
feel
now.
like at this point, Draymond's probably expendable. And then Wiggs has just not been the same since he signed his deal. So I think they were saying this on First Take. Probably time to blow it up.
It is time to blow it up.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, man. It's not gonna work.
I think that Draymond thing just set it all in motion. I think we see the Warriors get blown up. I think they're done. I think the things you immediately have to get rid of are Wiggins, because you get, man. At this point, you still might be able to get something for Wiggins. You can still get something for him.
I think you gotta move Clay first. I think. Well, they said they're not gonna move Clay. They gotta move Clay. I think Clay probably has the most value because Wiggins just been playing awful. At least Clay's been averaging like 15 and some change. I think Wiggins has just been terrible.
Clay had 7 points last night. So
yeah, I don't think Wiggins has been much better though.
Clay is awful. Clay is awful.
Let's look at this. I think honestly, I don't think Wiggins has been much better. Yeah, I mean, let's look. Okay, Clay's been doing 15 a game. Wiggins is 12 a game. Jesus, that's horrible. That's not good, bro. I mean, look at the discrepancy. It's just Curry has 29 points a game, and then like steep drop off. 15, 12, 12, 11, 10. Like, dear Lord, that is terrible. They are done. They're done.
Yeah, they said that the bench scored more points than the starters yesterday.
I believe it. I believe that 100%.
Yeah, I think you just let Steph cook with some young guys. I also think you got to get rid of Chris Paul.
Yeah.
But I think you just let Steph. I think you keep Kevon Looney. I mean, just keep Looney, dude. Looney is not the issue. Looney is not the source of the problem.
Oh,
you just keep Looney. You just keep Looney. But other than that, outside of maybe Kuminga, obviously Curry, but outside
they gotta keep Moody too. They gotta give Clay's minutes to Moody because Moody has been cooking at times, and then Kerr takes him out because he has to play Clay. Moody, I'm telling you, Moody is the truth. Moody can cook.
Kuminga, Moody, Looney, and Curry are absolutely the only ones that can stay. Everyone else, you're fair game.
The rookie can cook too. He's been good for a rookie. The Brandon kid.
Everyone is fair game. That doesn't mean everyone's gonna go, but that means everyone's fair game. You're talking about Pudazinski.
Yeah, the kid from he played for like a West Coast college, right? Wasn't he like
Santa Clara, I think.
Yeah.
But anywho, he's completely available, to me. He is trade value at this point. If he's cooking, then give me some draft picks for the future because this team is in shambles.
So while we're at it, obviously they can't do draft picks because they already did this process of trying to bring young talent in. They haven't really developed as they wanted. So what veteran do you want them to trade for to kind of pair with Curry to kind of salvage the next couple years? Pascal, maybe? You think Pascal or OG?
Ooh,
you think of Zach LaVine, maybe?
And I would think an easy one that you can. I think an easy one that doesn't get in the way of Curry is on the Bulls as well. DeRozan. DeRozan won't get in the way of Curry. He also helps you fill out some void, kind of fill the void for 2 years maybe. I mean, at this point, you just got to know that okay, this year we're going to be bad, and the beginning of next year we're probably going to be bad. So we need pieces to fill the void. We also need pieces that are going to be on expiring contracts. I think like a DeMar DeRozan is fine. He's not going to get in the way of Curry. DeRozan likes to attack the paint. Curry, doesn't attack the paint all the time, but it also might help Curry get a little bit more open. Now, it could
Yep.
help Curry get a little bit more open because you don't have Clay and Curry hanging around the 3-point line because DeRozan's just going to eat when Curry passes the ball on the inside. I mean, I think you got to go for like a splash player too.
I think you gotta go. You gotta go and push all your chips in the middle of the table. They gotta go get Donovan Mitchell. They
That's
gotta
a
get
good
Donovan
one.
Mitchell. If
That's a
the
good one.
Cavs, if let's see how good the Cavs are doing. I don't think they're doing all that well.
They're doing
They're in ninth place. Okay, so they're pretty much almost in that spot where they need to make a decision. Too is are they gonna try to re-sign him or are they gonna try to trade him before he says he wants out? Hey, 3 first rounders, and we'll give you Wiggins, and you're gonna have to give him at least either Kuminga or Moody, whichever ones they want, Moody or Kuminga, and Wiggins. 2 of the 3.
Lauri Markkanen is available as well.
They do need size. That would work as well.
You give him a 3, fill in Clay's 3s, and you also get size on top of Clay's 3s. So I think Markkanen's all. I mean, I don't know if he's ever going to leave the Jazz. I think Markkanen's one of those guys who just likes to play. I don't think he cares about.
Yeah, it doesn't care about where, right?
I think he's one of those like weird. I think he's Swedish, right? Swedish guys.
Yeah.
He just cares about playing, getting paid, making his money, and then going on doing his thing the rest of his life. But Markkanen's a good one, in my opinion. And another one. No, that would be too small, but like Clarkson could help him from the Jazz as well, but Clarkson's a little too small. I mean, thin-wise small.
They need a splash. They need a really big splash.
Yeah.
If they want to still compete. Yeah, I think they got to.
What's the food like in Golden State?
I don't know what they eat in the Bay. Probably just regular food. I don't know.
Yeah, is it fattening? Is it less caloric than New Orleans? You see where I'm going with this?
There's a lot of hills. I don't know if he's gonna want to walk up them damn hills. He doesn't seem like he's one much for exercise. Okay, so I don't know if that's. And they do a lot of conditioning. That would actually in terms of the best spot for Zion. The Warriors are probably the best spot for him. But in terms of food, in terms of the amount of work he has to do, he would probably be mad as hell.
He wouldn't be able to do it.
He'd
fall apart.
He would fall apart on that one. I don't know. We just got to see. Sticking in the NBA, last thing for rapid fire. Wizards announced this morning they had a press conference. Governor Youngkin, Senator Warner, Ted Leonsis, owner of the Wiz and Capitals and Mystics, announced a plan for the Wiz and Capitals to move to Alexandria, Potomac Yards area. Build a new arena, sports district complex thingamajig. They would move in as soon as 2028. But the Mystics would stay in Capital One because Ted Leonsis owns Capital One and he would own the new spot in Alexandria. How do we feel about this?
Oh, and then Capital One's going to fall apart because no one's going to go see a Mystics game.
I think the Mystics play at Eagle Bank right now, right? Well, they did at one point, right?
I think they play at Capital One, man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they play at Capital One. And I think I remember watching Mystic games and no one's in the arena. But the Mystic are actually kind of decent, so it's not like some of those other teams where they're not bad, or they're kind of bad. No one goes because they're kind of bad.
So the Mystics, and then presumably maybe the Go-Go stay in DC, and then you go to Alexandria if you want to watch the Caps and the Wizards. I think it's a great thing. VA finally has a sports team. It's looking like they tried the Commanders. Doesn't seem like the Commanders are going to come to VA. It seems like it's either going to stay in FedEx Field or they're going to demolish RFK and try to build a new stadium over there. I don't know. I think they kind of gave up on the whole moving to Loudoun County. They kind of lost traction.
I wish it never had, but unfortunately it did. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I just want to know how the traffic system's going to work. Because Alexandria, the roads aren't very big over there. They got very narrow roads. How are you going to make that happen?
They're all 2 lanes, and it's going to be on Route 1, right by the airport too. So it's not like it's gonna be like a super mega highway, and then
Exactly.
It's gonna-
How are we gonna make
yeah.
this work? How are we gonna make this work where people travel? I mean,
you're
I
gonna have
get
the metro there.
I mean, the metro is a thing, but there's a lot of people who don't go by metro, or just not how some people work. Also, for concerts and stuff, is his new sports complex going to be used for concerts?
That's what he said. He said he's
so-
gonna have concerts in Capital One. He's gonna have concerts there, and then they're gonna build like you know how Mason has that like performing arts center? They're gonna make one of those like right next to it. So they're gonna have like a little, I guess, a little fancier performing arts little thing that they can rent out as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. The traffic flow is how I think it's going to be weird. They're gonna have to figure that out.
If you're gonna drive there, yeah, that's gonna be hell. But it's already hell if like for the people that already drive to like Capital One, like that is hell. I did that once and I never did it again. That
I
is
don't know
actually
how people do it. I absolutely don't know how people do it.
yeah, it's awful. Like you sometimes can be stuck, bro. You can be stuck in that traffic for a while. That is crazy. It's unbelievable. But at least the metro station's right there, so like easily you can get there by metro. But it's about the same amount of time to go there as to go to like Chinatown, the Chinatown stop. So I'm happy for VA. We get at least one sports team. We don't land the Commanders, but hey, the Caps and the Wiz are gonna be in VA. All good stuff, if you ask me. That's all I got. Lawrence, anything before we head on out?
No, I ain't got nothing else. I said enough tonight.
He said enough. UFC is this weekend. I think you're gonna watch it. I might catch it if I can get off work early.
Oh yeah, our boy Kobe Covington's going to take that title.
You think so?
I don't know. I just don't think Leon Edwards is amazing, but nor do I think Kobe Covington's very amazing. I don't know how exciting that main event is going to be, but that UFC card as a whole, it's absolutely so stacked that even down to the prelims, even the early prelims are good. So, like, if this is your first time getting into UFC, get in it on the early prelims. Find your
ESPN
local
Plus.
bar. Find your local. No, the prelims I think are on. No, I think the
ESPN?
prelims. I think the prelims are on ESPN Plus, but I'm sorry, the early prelims I think are on ESPN Plus, but the prelims are on ESPN.
Okay.
And then whatchamacallit, the main event is
pay-per-view.
obviously on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're gonna do it. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be like 9 or 10 of us watching that UFC card. So we're probably just gonna go chuck over $7 each to the homeowner and call it a night. You know, get up to. I'm pretty sure it's $69.99 for the main events.
Yeah, they're like $70.
But I mean, the main event is absolutely stacked. Now, the main draw at the end of the card, it might either be an awesome fight, it might be a bad fight. There is really no telling with Leon Edwards. Sometimes he puts on a nice, amazing show. Kobe Covington will always put on a show with his mouth, but that's about it. But I mean, so you got the welterweight championship fight, then you got the flyweight championship fight. Then you got 2 welterweights going at it who are really good. You got Wonder Boy versus a guy who's undefeated. So Wonder Boy's trying to play gatekeeper for him. Ian Gary, the guy who everyone's making fun of for getting, CUC'd, letting his current wife, who made a book about how to be a rich man's wife. Yeah.
What?
And then her husband, who they have a kid with, is still living with them, and everyone makes fun of him that he's probably still hitting it. So, absolutely starts the card off. So it's juicy. It gets juicy.
This is wild.
And I'm just, like the preliminary fights, like the prelims. I mean, you can just have a good night watching the prelims because we got Cody Garbrandt. I know he's a little old now, but you got Cody Garbrandt fighting in the 3rd spot. And then you got Ronnie Brown right after it. You got women's flyweight Lipsky. Like, come on, like oh, dude, it's a good fight. It's a good fight card. It's a good fight card. Like it's like one of your first fight cards ever. It's like a great one to get like introduced to UFC with. It's absolutely a great one.
Good to hear. Good to hear. For all that being said, MTL Sports Podcast, y'all, episode 59. We'll catch you guys next week. Enjoy NFL, enjoy UFC, enjoy some NBA, all that good stuff, and we'll see you soon. Peace.
Peace.